There are a few things I've always wanted to do in life. See Australia win gold at the Chelsea Flower Show, check out the wildflowers in Western Australia, and watch Geelong win the grand final. And I've done them all. But sometimes there are great places to visit and things to see that are right on your doorstep that you don't even realise. And this is one of them. This is the Sylvan Grove Native Garden near Bankstown, southwest of Sydney. And along this path is a botanical treasure trove just waiting to be explored. And to take me on my journey of discovery is guide Jim Mackay. G'day there, Jim.
G'day, Angus. How you going, mate?
Good, thanks.
Welcome to Sylvan Grove, our hidden jewel of Bankstown.
Yes, looking fabulous.
Well, I'll take you for a bit of a tour.
Now, I understand the garden started way back in the early 60s.
Yeah, that's correct. It took about 10 years to really develop it, so it wasn't really open to the public fully to 1970.
It would have been way ahead of its time, really, growing a garden of native plants in that sort of era.
Well, I think they were quite motivated back in those days. Like the Australian Plant Society was coming into action around that time.
How many species have you got here?
Oh, all up, including the cultivars, we have nearly 2,000 at the moment.
And from all parts of Australia, by the looks?
Every state, every territory, including Lord Howe Island.
Now, this is a plant that I think should be in a lot more Australian gardens. The aniseed myrtle, Jim. Got this beautiful sort of aniseed smell to it.
Anatholia anisata.
I'd make a really interesting tea out of this one, but...
A lot of people, they complain, that they only got shade at home. This will virtually grow in full shade.
It's amazing the way you've got plants from all over the continent. Like this one, Australia's only rhododendron.
It is true. A lot of people come in here, they ask me, what's that pink flowered shrub up in the orchid circle? I tell them it's a native rhododendron. They're like, no, there's no such thing as a rhododendron in Australia. And I say, well, sorry, there is. We've only got one, but this is Rhododendron lochia.
It's coming through the rainforest too. It would thrive, I imagine, with a lot of extra organic matter around the roots.
Oh, it loves it. If you can grow azaleas, which are in the same family, you can grow these.
So what's happening in this area?
Oh, well, it's quite new. We're trying to develop a bit of a bush tucker area. We've got a few different things in here at the moment, like the native raspberries, midgeonberry, the citrus.
People can grow a lot of those plants, just dot them through the garden, and they've got some bush foods.
Pretty peaceful in here. It's just serenity.
As well as the serenity, these gardens are a great showcase for some really spectacular native plants from all around the country. It's a place you must come and see if you're in the area to get some inspiration about what you can plant in your own garden. For my part, I'm absolutely loving their bush food patch. And later on, I want to give you my all-time top 5 bush food plants. And I reckon everyone should have at least one of these in their garden. As I promised you earlier in the show, here are my all-time top 5 bush food picks. And you'll find one that will grow in your garden, give you something a little bit extra for the kitchen. At number 5 are Warrigal greens, sometimes known as Botany Bay spinach. This is one that Captain Cook used to cure scurvy on his journey up the east coast of Australia. It's a sprawling plant that's used in the same way as spinach. I like to snap off the shoot tips, boil them up for about 30 to 60 seconds. They've got a wonderful crunchy texture, and you can use them as a substitute for any of your other vegetable greens. At number 4 is the midgeonberry, or midgeon. It's a relative of the lily pillies, but it grows as a beautiful understory plant, which is full of these beautiful sweet berries that you can harvest in the autumn. I guarantee you kids will love this one. At number 3, I can't really split it between the lemon myrtle and its cousin, the aniseed myrtle. Both of these are really useful for flavouring all sorts of savoury and sweet dishes. You can pick the soft tips and use them to create a really interesting beverage as well. And they're beautiful plants to boot. Number 2 is the macadamia nut. This plant has travelled all over the world and it's arguably the most important food plant that Australia has given the planet. It grows into quite a large tree, so make sure you give it plenty of space. It has beautiful tassels of flowers that hang down in either white or pink, and those give way to the very hard nuts, which are very resistant to pests, and of course they're absolutely delicious. And my all-time #1 favourite bush food has to be the native finger lime. And this one grows into a small tree. It has rather spiky foliage, but just put the gloves on. Those spikes make it very attractive to small birds to come and nest in your garden. They're insect feeders that'll pick off things like aphids. The fruits are about the size of your thumb. It's a wonderful plant. So whatever your soil or climate type, I guarantee at least one of those plants is going to work for you. Get out there and give it a go. You won't regret it.